Hello everyone, and welcome to our second revision lesson for the mid of the second term exam. Today, inshallah, we will talk about reading comprehension. How should we deal with the reading texts? And here we have our objective, read to locate specific information. So we have a text, and then after this text, we have some questions that we have to ask about. Now, to start with, we should know the meaning of the question words. The first one is what, which means ماذا or ma, and we use it to ask about things. Like, for example, what were you doing yesterday at 5 o'clock? The second one here is when. So when means meta, and we use it to ask about the time. For example, when did you travel to London? Number 3 here is where. Where means aina, to ask about places. So here, for example, where did you go last week? And then we have why, which means لماذا, to ask about the reason. Here, for example, why did you choose this book? And then we have how, which means كيف. For example, how was your trip to Turkey? كيف كانت رحلتك إلى تركي? So here we ask about كيف. Now, number 7 is who, which means men, to ask about people, to ask about the doer. Here, for example, who did you travel with? مع من سافرت? And here we have which means أي, to ask about choices. For example, which color do you prefer? أي color, أي لون تفضل? Here we have also how many, to ask about العدد. For example, how many apples do you need? And the last one here we have how much, which means كم الكمية, to ask about كمية الشيء. For example, how much sugar do you want in your cup? Now, move to the reading text for today. Here we have a text. And after this text, as you can see, we have 4 questions. The first question usually talks about the main idea. So the first question usually talks about the main idea. Like, for example, here the question says, what is the text mainly about? Here we have 4 choices. A pilot life. B, an artist's life. C, a doctor's life. D, a fisherman's life. And to know the answer of the answer for this question is we should look in the text. We should read the whole text. And usually the main idea usually comes in the topic sentence, and usually the topic sentence in the first 3 or 4 lines. So here we have that what is the text mainly about. We have a pilot's life, an artist's life, a doctor's life, a fisherman's life. And of course, if you read here, you will see someone here, Jasim, he goes fishing every day. So it's obvious that the answer is a fisherman's life. Now, moving to the question number 2, 3, 4. And of course, the question number 1 talks about the main idea, while the question number 2, 3, 4 usually talks about the details inside the text. تتكلم عن التفاصيل داخل النص. So question number 2, what was Jasim wearing when he went shopping? Here we have to look for the word wearing, which is the main verb of the question. We have to look for it in the sentence, in the text itself. So here, we will see it here, wearing, and the answer will be from he was wearing heavy clothes and he had brought some coffee with him, etc., to the end of the sentence. And we should look for the answer for this question in this space, from the first full stop to the second full stop. And if we read it carefully, we will notice that he was wearing heavy clothes. So here the choices here: A, light clothes, B, heavy clothes, C, cheap clothes, or expensive clothes. And of course the answer is heavy clothes, as you can notice here. Moving to the third question: how did Jassim feel when when the sky was cloudy and it was very cold? So we have to look for when the sky was cloudy and it was very cold. We have to look for this sentence in the text itself again. So here, if we look for it, we will find it here, as you can see here. So how did Jassim feel? Of course, the answer, Jassim was happy. Here is the answer. So we should take this answer and write it down here. And now, question number 4. Why did Jassim take some coffee with him? Look for some coffee with him. Look for this phrase in the text itself, and we will find it here, some coffee with him because. And to be honest with you, usually the answer for the word why, لماذا, usually starts with the word because. Usually, not always. So if you find because, it's fine. If you don't find because, you have to look for this phrase. So here, coffee with him, the answer will be he wanted to feel warm. So this is the answer. We should write it down here. So this was all for today about reading comprehension. See you at the top.